When you look at the people who have built something extraordinary in life, it's easy to admire the outcome. It's easy to see the stage, the spotlight, the recognition, the achievements, and assume it must have been destined, or that maybe luck carried them through. But the truth is, nothing about success is easy. Behind every victory, there are countless nights of doubt, sacrifices no one ever sees, and choices that most people would never dare to make. Success is not free. It demands something from you. It demands pieces of your comfort, your time, your energy, and yes, sometimes even your relationships. The world will show you the glory, but it will never show you the cost. And that's why so many stop halfway. They dream, they start, but when sacrifice calls, they hesitate. But let me tell you this. If you want to stand where very few people stand, you must be willing to do what very few people are willing to do. You must give up temporary comfort for permanent growth, trade immediate pleasure for long-term fulfillment, and choose discipline when distractions are louder than your vision. Tonight, I want you to hear me with open hearts and strong minds, because what I'm about to share with you is not just about success. It's about the truth no one talks about. The sacrifices required to build a life that you are proud of. Stay with me until the very end, because every word I share will bring you closer to the mindset you need to not just chase success, but to truly earn it. When we talk about success, the first thing most people imagine is the finish line, the recognition, the applause, the lifestyle that comes with it. But what they rarely consider is the uncomfortable process that builds the foundation for all of that. Success isn't born in comfort. It's born in sacrifice, in letting go of the very things that keep you safe and at ease. And that is where so many people hesitate, because comfort feels good, it feels familiar, it feels secure. But nothing extraordinary was ever built in the safety of comfort zones. Think about it. Comfort asks you to stay the same, while growth demands that you become more. The two cannot exist together. If you choose comfort, you choose to remain where you are. If you choose growth, you choose to sacrifice what feels good now for what will serve you later. That's the price. And it is a price most people don't want to pay, which is why so few actually make it to the level they dream about. The truth is, growth is uncomfortable. It stretches you. It breaks patterns you've held onto for years. It challenges your habits, your mindset, even your identity. And it doesn't happen overnight. You will wake up early when your body craves more sleep. You will push through work when your mind whispers that it's easier to quit. You will walk away from situations, habits, and even people that no longer serve the person you are becoming. And every one of those moments will feel like a sacrifice. But every one of those sacrifices is also a step toward the person you're meant to be. There are people right now who want success, but they refuse to let go of the habits that hold them back. They want success, but they cling to excuses. They want success, but they won't surrender comfort. And so they stay stuck, wondering why others seem to rise while they remain in the same place year after year. What they don't realize is that comfort is the silent thief of dreams. It gives you nothing but takes away everything you could have been. When you decide to embrace growth, you will feel the discomfort almost immediately. You'll feel it when you say no to that extra hour of sleep so you can invest in your goals. You'll feel it when you turn down invitations that don't align with your vision. You'll feel it when you face challenges that test your patience and resilience. But let me tell you, each of those choices, each of those sacrifices builds you. They build your character, they sharpen your focus, they make you resilient in ways comfort never could. The world glorifies success but hides the grind. And that's why it's easy to believe that those who succeed were lucky, privileged, or favored. Woot. But the reality is, they simply made a choice to endure discomfort today so they could build a tomorrow worth living. And that choice is available to every single one of us. No one is exempt from sacrifice if they want to rise. There will be moments when the sacrifice feels unfair, when you question whether it's worth it. You'll see others enjoying their comfort while you're putting in the work. You'll feel the weight of the time you've given up, the energy you've invested, the opportunities you've walked away from. But then there will come a day when you stand taller, stronger, more capable than you ever imagined. And you will realize that every sacrifice was a seed planted for that exact moment. I want you to understand this clearly. Success isn't about having everything. It's about being willing to let go of some things so you can gain the right things. It's about choosing growth over comfort, discipline over ease, and resilience over excuses. And when you begin to live that way, you'll see doors open that you never even knew existed. You'll see yourself becoming the kind of person who doesn't just chase dreams, but creates them. So if you truly want success, prepare yourself for the sacrifices it demands. Don't fear them. Don't resist them. Embrace them. Embrace them. Because every time you let go of comfort, you make space for greatness to enter. And it's in those moments of discomfort that your future is being written. Nothing extraordinary will ever come from choosing what is easy. The life you dream of begins the moment you decide that comfort is no longer enough. Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or even opportunity. It's about focus. Focus doesn't just happen. It's a choice. Every single day, life will offer you distractions. They come disguised as harmless fun, quick escapes, or even people who mean well but don't share your vision. And the truth is, if you allow those distractions to lead your decisions, you will never reach the level of success you dream about. The reason is simple. Focus requires sacrifice. Discipline demands that you pay a price, and the price is often comfort, entertainment, and the approval of others. There will always be something pulling at your attention. Friends who want you to go out when you know you should be working. The temptation of scrolling endlessly when you could be learning. The lure of sleep when your goals are calling for effort. These are not small things. They are traps. Because every time you say yes to distraction, you say no to your future. And every time you give in to comfort, you rob yourself of the discipline that could have built your destiny. People love to admire success stories, but they rarely admire the discipline it took to get there. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not shiny or exciting. It's the quiet, invisible work that no one sees. It's the hours spent practicing when the world is asleep. The sacrifices made when no one is cheering you on. The constant choice to show up when excuses would have been easier. Discipline is the currency of success, and you cannot buy greatness without it. Think about it. Every dream requires consistency. A few moments of motivation won't get you there. Bursts of energy won't build your future. It's the day in and day out commitment, the choice to stay the course, the willingness to do the work even when you don't feel like it, that separates those who succeed from those who only wish. And that's where discipline comes in. Motivation will spark you, but discipline will sustain you. Discipline is what makes you follow through when the excitement fades. But here's the truth. Discipline costs something. It costs the late-night conversations you can't afford to have. It costs the endless hours of entertainment you no longer indulge in. It costs the comfort of fitting in when your vision requires you to stand out. And this is where most people stop because they don't want to pay that price. They want success, but they also want comfort. They want achievement, but they also want distraction. And they don't realize you cannot hold both. You have to choose. There will be days when you'll feel left out. You'll see others enjoying moments you had to sacrifice. You'll watch people take the easy road while you walk the harder one. And it will hurt. It will test you. But what you must remember is that discipline is not punishment. It's an investment. Every time you say no to distraction, you are saying yes to progress. Every time you choose focus over comfort, you are building momentum that will carry you forward. And here's the beauty of discipline. It compounds. The small disciplined choices you make today may not show results immediately, but over time they build into something extraordinary. That one extra hour of work, that one skipped distraction, that one act of consistency. It all stacks up until one day you look back and realize you've built something incredible out of moments that others wasted. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Because discipline will always feel heavy in the moment. It will feel like you're giving up too much. But one day, success will show you that nothing was lost, only exchanged. You traded distractions for direction. You traded excuses for execution. You traded wasted time for purpose. And that trade will always be worth it. So if you're serious about success, you must learn to guard your focus like it's the most valuable thing you own. You must be willing to say no to what doesn't serve your vision, even when it's tempting, even when it's popular. Because in the end, it's not the distractions that stop you, it's your choice to let them. And it's not the discipline that breaks you, it's your unwillingness to embrace it. Discipline is not easy, but neither is failure. The difference is that discipline hurts now and rewards you later, while distractions feel good now and punish you later. The choice will always be yours, but only one of those choices leads to the life you dream of. Greatness is reserved for those who understand this truth. Success will never demand less of you. It will always demand more. And the price it asks for is your discipline. One of the most difficult sacrifices on the road to success is not just about habits or comfort. It's about the parts of your life that feel deeply personal. Your time, your energy, and sometimes even your relationships. This is the sacrifice people don't often talk about, but it's the one that weighs the heaviest. Because to chase something greater, you will inevitably have to let go of certain things, and in some cases, certain people. And that is not easy. When you're building a future, your time becomes your most valuable resource. Every hour counts, every decision matters. You begin to realize that you can't waste days on meaningless activities, and you can't give your energy to things that don't serve your purpose. Suddenly, parties that once seemed fun start to feel like distractions. Long conversations about nothing become empty noise. And while others may not understand why you've withdrawn, deep down you know that the cost of staying the same is too high. It's a lonely process. You'll miss gatherings, you'll turn down invitations, you'll hear people whisper that you've changed. And in many ways they're right, you have changed. You're no longer living for instant pleasure or temporary approval. You're living for something bigger, something most people can't see yet. And while they're busy enjoying the present, you're busy building a future. That's not easy to explain to them, and it's not always easy to live with, but it's necessary. The same is true for relationships. Sometimes the people you've known for years can't walk with you into the next chapter of your life. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean you stop caring. But when your vision requires growth and their mindset clings to comfort, eventually the distance between you grows too wide. And if you hold on too tightly, you risk being pulled backward. That's one of the hardest sacrifices, choosing to move forward even when it means letting go of people who once meant everything to you. You will also sacrifice energy. Success drains you. It demands long hours, endless effort, sleepless nights, and constant focus. There will be times when you feel exhausted, when you wonder if you have anything left to give, and yet those are the moments that build you. Because when you push through the fatigue, when you continue despite the weariness, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you imagined. That strength becomes the foundation of your success. But make no mistake, these sacrifices come with pain. There will be nights when you feel the weight of loneliness. There will be mornings when you question if the sacrifices are worth it. You'll miss people, you'll crave comfort, you'll long for a simpler path. And in those moments, doubt will whisper in your ear, tempting you to step back, to lower your standards, to compromise your vision. That's when you must remind yourself why you started in the first place. The truth is, these sacrifices are not meant to destroy you. They're meant to refine you. They strip away what is unnecessary so that only what matters remains. They teach you resilience. They force you to prioritize. They push you to discover who you really are when the noise is gone and only your vision remains. And while it hurts, it's the very pain of those sacrifices that strengthens you for the success you are building. Because here's what happens when you endure them. The loneliness eventually becomes clarity, the fatigue becomes resilience, and the lost time with others becomes the time you invested in yourself. And one day, when your vision comes to life, those sacrifices will no longer feel like losses. They'll feel like the stepping stones that carried you forward. You'll understand that without them, you wouldn't have become the person capable of handling the success you now hold. So yes, the road to success will demand sacrifices that cut deep. It will cost you time, it will cost you energy, and it may even cost you people you thought would always be by your side. But if you have the courage to endure that pain, you will reach a place very few ever do. A place where the sacrifices no longer feel like burdens, but proof of your commitment, your discipline, and your relentless pursuit of something greater. The peak of achievement belongs only to those willing to pay the price of sacrifice. One of the hardest truths about success is that it doesn't come when you want it. It doesn't arrive on your timeline. It doesn't bend to your impatience, and it certainly doesn't show up just because you wish for it. Success requires sacrifice, and one of the greatest sacrifices you will ever have to make is giving up immediate gratification for long-term victory. And that is where so many people fail. Not because they lack ability, not because they lack opportunity, but because they cannot resist the urge to choose what feels good now over what will feel extraordinary later. We live in a world that is built on instant results. You can order something online and have it in your hands within hours. You can post something and receive validation within minutes. You can escape reality with a screen in seconds. Everything is designed to satisfy you immediately. But real success doesn't operate on that timeline. Real success is slow, it's deliberate, and it demands patience. It asks you to give up the quick fix for the lasting foundation. It asks you to wait, to build, to work consistently while the results remain unseen. And that is where most people give up, because they confuse the absence of immediate results with failure. The truth is, every choice you make carries a consequence. The choice to indulge in what feels good right now will often cost you the very thing you want most in the future. Skipping the work today might give you temporary comfort, but it takes away from the progress you could have made. Spending recklessly may give you pleasure in the moment, but it steals from the financial freedom you're working toward. Surrounding yourself with distractions might feel entertaining now, but it robs you of the time you should be using to build something lasting. What feels easy now often becomes the burden you carry later, and what feels hard now often becomes the reward you enjoy later. That's the paradox of success. It asks you to suffer a little now so you can live a lot later. It asks you to delay what you want in this moment to secure what you truly want in the bigger picture. And this isn't about deprivation, it's about discipline. It's about understanding that the vision you carry inside you is too important to be exchanged for temporary satisfaction. Every time you choose the long term over the short term, you strengthen not just your future, but also your character. You build trust with yourself. You prove that you are capable of staying the course, even when the reward is not immediate. But this is not easy. It will test you in ways you can't imagine. You'll watch others enjoy the quick pleasures you denied yourself. You'll feel the loneliness of saying no when everyone else is saying yes. You'll wonder if your patience will ever pay off. And in those moments, you will be tempted to give in, to take the easy way, to convince yourself that just this once won't matter. But every adjust once becomes a pattern, and every pattern becomes a habit. And before you know it, you've traded your vision for convenience. That's why you must be stronger than your impulses. You must see beyond the moment and remember the life you are working for. Because success doesn't reward those who want it quickly. It rewards those who are willing to endure the wait. It rewards those who choose discipline over temptation, vision over distraction, long-term gain over short-term pleasure. And when you finally arrive, when the sacrifices begin to show their reward, you will know that every moment you resisted the pull of instant gratification was worth it. The satisfaction of success lasts longer than the pleasure of shortcuts. The joy of achievement stays longer than the thrill of distractions. The pride of knowing you endured, you waited, you built, is deeper than any fleeting moment of comfort could ever offer. And that is why the most successful people in the world aren't the ones who had it easy, but the ones who mastered patience. They understood that what they wanted most mattered more than what they wanted now. So when success demands that you delay gratification, don't see it as punishment. See it as protection. It is protecting you from trading your destiny for something temporary. It is protecting you from living a life of regret. It is shaping you, preparing you, and building you into the kind of person who can handle the weight of success when it finally comes. The future you want will never be built on shortcuts. It will only be built on sacrifices made in the present. And every time you choose long-term victory over immediate comfort, you are proving that you are ready to handle the life you dream of. The life you want most will always be worth more than the comfort you want now.